Hello everybody, welcome back. I want to talk to you a little bit today about recovery and what's involved after a rhinoplasty operation, or a nose job as many people know it. Obviously it's of concern to anybody who's having an operation to know how much downtime they're going to have in this procedure, and obviously rhinoplasty is absolutely no differently. So people need to know how much time they're going to need off work, what they're going to look like, and of course, these kind of questions, although pertinent, can be difficult to be entirely accurate with everybody because everybody heals up differently. So however much I'd love to say exactly how much each individual will take to recover, will be variance. Now in general, I have to understand that after a rhinoplasty operation, because we normally have to reset the bones, we have to put a plaster cast on top of the nose to keep it in place so it doesn't move, so it sets in the position that we want it to. Now it's very, very full on, this cast. It's got tape here and tape there. And as a result of that, you look like a full-blown warrior, somewhere, so it doesn't look great, and you probably want to lay low for the first week. Now that's understandable because, some people might want to get around and about, but I think you'd probably be scaring people at the traffic lights if you're driving like that. So on top of that, you're also going to have the ensuing bruising, which can arise underneath the eyes. Some people are lucky, they have hardly any bruising, but in general, I tell people expect bruising, and if you don't get any, then think of it as a bonus. Now, that cast has to stay, it comes off at 1 week. So you come back to our clinic, our nurse sees you, and then we basically take off the cast. At that point, everybody runs to the mirror to see what the nose is going to be like. And that's a mistake, I find, because I know it's tempting, but you have to understand the nose is still going to change a lot afterwards. Not only that, you also got the swelling you have to contend with, and that kind of sort of distorts everything, and it can look a bit broad, a bit wide, and it looks a bit odd. So I tell people, get rid of your mirrors for the first 2-3 weeks, because it'll drive you crazy. Every time you go to the mirror, it'll change every 10 minutes. So you're not doing yourself any service by doing that. So stay away from mirrors and just give it a little bit of time. Now, at around 10 days, so in other words, 2 to 3 days after you've had the cast removed, at that point, the nose is looking okay. So with a little bit of makeup, if you're a woman, you can hide it and perhaps even go back to work. And a lot of people do. For a man, obviously, it's a little bit more difficult, but a lot of men take it on the chin and say, yeah, I had somebody bashed me or whatever. So they can use an excuse, whatever excuse they find fits for them. So at around 10 days, I expect patients to be able to go back to work and look normal-ish. Now you have to understand this, is that everybody thinks that everybody's looking at their nose, okay? That's the problem, and they think that everybody's fixated or focused on their appearance, but in fact they're not. Most people, just have a glancing sort of look at everybody, and they don't actually look at the little details that we think they're looking at, okay? So I know everybody's conscious, and particularly if you've had an operation, you think, oh my God, everybody's going to be looking at my nose now. But they don't. Not only that, I've had patients who have had big noses and big D-humps or reductions, okay? Then they go back and they come back to me and say, you know what, nobody's noticed. Well, I'm not surprised because people just don't pay as much attention as we think they do. So I think his best advice is to get on with your life. After about 10 days, get back to work, just act as normal, and you'll probably be able to get away without sort of people staring at you or asking what you had done. Now the other thing, of course, is everybody's worried about the post-operative recovery in terms of what takes place every day and what do I have to do. Now from our point of view, we've got an app, a handy app, which is really, really helpful. It's, if you like, your virtual nurse, and it tells you on day 1, day 2, day 3 what to expect. It also gives you some instructions, and that's really quite useful. So you can find the link down below, which will give you a little bit of insight into our app. But a lot of our patients, we're getting great feedback. A lot of patients are finding it very, very useful. And I think people need that reassurance that they're on the right track. That's what everybody wants to know. Is this right? Is this the right amount of swelling? Whatever. So it's quite useful to have that. So yeah, that's pretty much in terms of recovery-wise. Everybody will be different, but in general, I say to people, 10 days you should be back to work. Maybe at worst 2 weeks, if you really want to be flexible and generous with your time off. So anyways, I hope you found that useful, but stay tuned for some more video clips in the future where we talk about more issues with cosmetic surgery.